All right, thank you for staying with us. It's time for us to move on now to the next set of awards. Toby Adepoju has joined us. Toby, good to have you on Sports tonight, and thank you for the role you have also played in 2014, traveling around all the centers, bring forth some good, some controversial, that they even tried it in some places. That you shouldn't come again. Let's not mention those names where you didn't go. Maybe some other year we will look at some of these awards for those that were not really friendly. But let's start with the good ones this year. The next year we'll look at it. Tunde Koiki was talking about looking for maybe the Starling of the Year. I can't remember what categorization he was looking for at some point, but when it comes in, he will talk to us about it. But Toby, let's look at the fourth category that we're looking at tonight. And this time we're looking at the Club of the Year for the men. We've looked at the Club of the Year for the women, Club of the Year for the men. The nominations, the nominees, I beg your pardon, Enyimba, Kano Pillars, Giwa FC. It wasn't easy arriving at these three.
Yeah, just let me start from Giwa FC. He got promoted, won the Henene. I think I was in Abuja.
Yes.
Got very solid team, and they ended up on the log, fourth on the log, making a debut.
Semi-finals in the Federation Cup.
Interestingly, they did well. For Kano Pillars, they won their third league on the bounce, a great team. And also for Yuba International, they retained their cup, they won last year, the Federation Cup title winner, and also ended up behind Kano Pillars on the log. But the winner is, Yuba International for being consistent.
Our winner? Okay.
Our winner is Yuba International for being consistent. This is been solid. Second on the log on the table, at most highest, most points on the road in the league, and also returning the Federation Cup trophy. It has been a good year, though they had issues with the managers before they brought in Captain Kana, but they were very, very consistent, and they deserve to pick this award.
Oh yeah, it was a very close, it was a very tight category, very tight.
Yeah,
between Kano Pillars and Enyimba.
Yeah, these are two great teams. They are right now what we call the giants of Nigerian Premier League. Pillars, the Premier League champions, Enyimba winning the Federations Cup. And when you look at the issue title for title, they were at par. But like Toby said, Enyimba were second on the log.
Highest number of points on the road.
And they won the Federations Cup. And when you look at consider the fact that Pillars, did not even get to the crucial stages of the Federations Cup, then we have to, arrive as a winner, and that has to be
Enyimba. Okay, so that's how we arrived at Enyimba. Let's look at the next category. This one also was a little tight, but in the light of what has happened in Nigeria in the last couple of weeks, there was always going to be one winner. Not well tight, but at the same time, it was a very good category. MPFL Player of the Year. Yep. That's the Nigerian Professional Football League Player of the Year. Our nominees: Edward of Dolphins. He scored 6 goals in one game, and he scored Nigeria's only goal against Ghana at the new Akwa Ibom International Stadium, Nest of Champions. And then you have Umfon Udo of Enyimba. What a player. 23 goals in one season, and what a goal he scored in the final against the Dolphins. And of course, the last one of Sagona Igodaro of Rangers. Playing for Rangers, he was able to break into the Super Eagles A team and also carve a niche for himself. Toby, our winner.
Yeah, Umfaundo, who plays for Yimba International, sealed that from Accra United after a very good season with Accra United. He has been solid this season, set new goals record in League 23 goals, scored by the Nigerian players, break Judaniki record and set a new one. Scored fabulous goal in the Federation Cup. Also, don't forget that fantastic strike against Dolphin FC. He has been solid this season. Had a couple of minutes with the Super Eagles. Also, don't forget when he came on in the second half sub against Ghana in Rio. He did woodwork and had a very, very solid performance. He has been great this season. He has been the most outstanding player in the league, and I deserve to pick this one. 23 goals is huge, and we are expecting another person that would break that one. He has set a good record.
Apart from the fact that he scored 23 goals, he lost a lot of penalties. If he had converted all the penalties he missed, we will be looking at somebody getting close to 30.
And funny enough, when he started, after he did that move,
he got injured. First 10 weeks,
he struggled. The pundits were already writing him off, and he picked up and he started scoring plenty of goals, and he almost winning the major double before Kano Pillars picked the league off them, and he really contributed a lot to Enyimba's success this season, winning the Federation Cup and also a second on the log, picking a CAF Champions League slot. He has been massive, and the 23
and earning himself a call-up to the Super Eagles of Nigeria. All right, so congratulations on founder. That's our MPFL Player of the Year for 2014. Let's look at a different category now. This one is new, and I think it was Dumnodio Konta and Onye Wuchimachuku that came up with the idea of recognizing sports clubs in Nigeria. Sports clubs. These are clubs that are not only for football, they are for table tennis, they are for basketball, and not one sport. And I think that's the idea that we should be looking at, because elsewhere in the world, you have sports club. Real Madrid, they have a basketball club, they have a football club, they have handball, they have everything together. And I think that's the future for Nigeria as well, so that you can truly have a community-based club that will go all the way and make impact in the community. And the nominees, we have Kano Pillars. They have basketball team, they have a football team, we have First Bank, they have a football team that almost gained promotion to the Globe Premier League, they have a basketball team as well. And then we have the Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps. It will amaze you that they have athletics team, they have table tennis team, they have taekwondo team, they have athletics team. Wow. We must commend the NSCDC.
Yeah, I agree with you. You don't even need to go far. When you mentioned Real Madrid, just in Angola here, Tony, Petro Atletico, Primeiro de Agosto, those clubs have basketball teams, they have volleyball teams, and their teams are doing well. This is the way to go, Tony. If you call yourself a sports club, it should not be football. It's not sports club. It's sports club.
In Ibadan, we have Shooting Stars Sports Club. But the football is very prominent. We don't know about the athletics.
No,
we don't know about the basketball.
It's only football.
We don't know about the handball. It's only football that we know. And I think they should really, if they want to live up to that name, really look at sports in its entirety.
Absolutely.
Our winner, Onye, our winner.
Obviously, Kano Pillars, Tony. Kano Pillars, you know, the basketball team is making waves.
Winning year after year.
Then the football team, you know, has dominated the Nigerian Premier League for 3 years now, and the decision was so simple. You know, we didn't need to brainstorm. We didn't need to waste too much time on arriving at Kano Pillars, you know, sports club.
Toby, I think that's a challenge. That it was easy for us to pick Kano Pillars is a challenge to other states who are talking about sports as a tool for youth development. That you cannot just focus on football and say you are developing sports. Be rounded. Yeah. They should be rounded. First Bank, for example, have a very good women basketball team, and they have a very good football team as well.
They came fourth. Sorry, Toby, before you. They came fourth at the last basketball
tournament in Tunisia.
The continental tournament in
Tunisia,
in
and
Morocco.
they've been there for a long time.
Yeah.
There was a time they ran like 10 years in Nigeria, dominating the women's league, until the likes of First Porter and Dolphins and other clubs came to the fore. But I think the challenge for us is, let's be rounded. Let's not be football focused. Let's look at other sports and really do something for the youths who are gifted in other areas.
You know, just like you said, I think we need to do more. Yeah, football is the biggest brand, you know, but you could also agree with me that, you know, other sports are really, you know, moving up. The reason why we suffered, why we go for the likes of Commonwealth and the Olympics, you know, we struggled, and I think we need to develop that. Just like you mentioned, Shooting Star Sport Club, all they do in Ibadan is all about, you know, football. And you know, if you go around Ibadan, there is facility to develop other sports. But these are things we need to tap in. These are advantages we need to take in and try to develop that. If Kano Pillars and Facebook are doing this, why not other clubs? You know, Enyimba should really adopted this. You know, I appreciate them to see them play the big soccer.
Big soccer
but,
now.
you know, you might, you know, do more in sport. You know,
Athletics, table tennis,
the football has given the football has given the state a platform. You know, you accommodate that sport, and you build a very, you know, a very big, you know, environment for sport in your state.
All right, I think that's the message, really. And we must commend Kano Pillars, the Kano State government, for what they've been able to do, and we want to see other states emulate them as well. Toby, I must thank you so much. That brings us to the end of the second segment of the Sports Awards 2014, Sports Tonight Awards 2014. We'll go on a quick break now. When we return, we'll come to the last set of awards. What are we going to be looking at? We'll be looking at Coach of the Year. That's an interesting category. We'll be looking at Administrator of the Year. That was a very close one. We had to vote like 2 times or 3 times before we could break the tie for this one. And then we are going to be looking at the Sportswoman of the Year. We're going to be looking at the Sportsman of the Year. All right, so there's still plenty more for you on Sports Tonight. Join us again.